One of the most common questions that I get from students and parents goes something like this. I just took an SAT or an ACT. I scored X on it. I have Y months to prepare. Is it possible, those are the 3 key words, is it possible for me to score Z in this time frame? Is it possible, right? Those are the key words. And typically this is a very difficult question for me to answer. I don't know, unless you're a tutoring student or you're a member of Recent Prep where we can have an extended conversation. In most cases, I just don't know enough about you to really give you a really satisfactory answer. So I don't know your academic background. I don't know how much you've prepped for the SAT or the ACT or what you've done. I don't know your strengths or your weaknesses. So it's really hard for me to give you a definitive answer, really either way. But what I can do, and I want to introduce briefly in this video and then lead you to a resource at the end that will flesh these ideas out. What I want to do is give you what I think are the 5 pillars, the 5 ingredients that you need to have in your SAT or ACT, or really any test if you think about it. What you need to do for your studying in order to have a chance at reaching those goals. So where we can say, is it possible? Yes, if you have these following 5 pillars. That's the answer to the question I can give in the general case. Again, if you're a member of Reason Prep, or you're one of my tutoring students, we can go into more detail about this and I can guide you more specifically. But for the students who I'm not going to be working with for whatever reason, I hope this video and the content below will lead you to the answer to that question. The 5 pillars of successful SAT and ACT preparation can be summarized by 5 letters, by a word, SMART. And the 5 letters stand for different aspects, the 5 pillars. So S stands for start. You need to start. This is probably the thing that gets students in the most trouble. In the sway that I'm going to share with you in a second, you'll see a picture of my YouTube analytics, and you'll see the day before the test, there's a huge spike of people watching my videos the day before the test, right? So you want to avoid that. You want to get started. M stands for mindset. You have to have the right mindset. You need to believe that you can improve, and you also have to really want to improve. If you have those 2 things, that's going to provide the foundation for you to consistently practice and to get through any roadblocks or adversity that might come along to prevent you from reaching your goals. A stands for allies. So you need people in your corner to help you through the SAT, ACT process. Whether it's teacher, a friend, a parent, a tutor, or even me, you need someone who can really provide you with the framework and the guidance to keep you on the right path. You can do it alone, it's not impossible, but your studying is supercharged when you have somebody to help you and to keep you honest. R stands for routine. So you have to have a good study routine. This does not mean studying 5 hours per day. It's an unsustainable pace and might in some ways be counterproductive. What this does mean is studying, 1.5 hours per day, 5 to 6 days per week, being consistent with your studying, setting up that habit. Studies have shown that that is the way you learn. You learn by distributing your work over time in a manageable way. Not by cramming on a Saturday, cramming on a Sunday, and not doing anything for the week, right? Cramming intermittently. You want to spread out the work, give your brain time to process the information, give yourself time to figure out what you need to work on and what you can ignore, and that's how you're really going to get the most value out of the time that you spend studying. And then finally, T, tools. This is probably the thing that students focus on the most, right? The books, the courses, the programs, the tutors, the whatevers. Right, the stuff you use to study. And this is what students focus on the most, but I think really the 4 things before tools are more important. You have to start, you have to have the right mindset, you have to have allies, you have to have a routine. Then you worry about the tools. Because really the tools, tools matter, but if you don't have the foundations in place, they're not going to matter that much. So I talk more about this in many other places. I'll leave it here just to say that you want to make sure you're using real SAT and real ACT questions as much as you can, especially when you're doing full tests. But then don't get hung up on finding the perfect resource. There's not going to be any resource out there that's a magic bullet that by itself will cause your scores to go up. For example, my videos, my content on my site, I think they're really helpful. People have told me such. People have gotten score improvements by using my materials and my guidance. But it's not the materials, it's not my guidance in itself that gets you the scores. It's not something you just watch my videos and your scores go up. It's not that simple. You need to put in the work. You have to have the mindset. You need to start, right? That is what gets you the success. So don't get too hung up on the tools. Obviously, some tools are better than others, and I can provide recommendations, and I already have Of course, my material, I'm going to, of course, conflict of interest, but of course, I recommend my material. But don't get too hung up on that. Really focus on installing your routine, getting the mindset, getting the allies, and of course, starting. So to wrap up, check the link in the description below. I've put all of this in the video into a new content format called a sway. It's something that Microsoft is producing. It's like a new way of presenting content. So check that out. There's some more information there. Let me know what you think of it. It's kind of a new way. I'm experimenting with ways to present content. But let me know what you think. All right. And let me know also if you have any questions or comments, and you can do so in the comments of this video. All right. I'll talk to you soon.